This video's not made for kids, you crazy bitch-ass bastard!
It seems today that all you see is bouncing locomotives and stuff on TV. But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Lucky there's the tales of the rails. You're lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and wail. It's the tales of the Northwestern Rails.
On a cool afternoon, Sir Topham Hatt was examining some mail he got in his office, with one of the papers not pleasing him.
Oh, bother this electric bill. Perhaps giving Bertram that RTX hard drive on his computer was a mistake. I'll have to limit his times to only play on the weekend.
Henry pulled in at Stafford station, ready to do his auto train, when he saw Sir Topham Hatt pacing along the platform.
Oh, good afternoon, sir. Is everything alright?
It's fine, Henry. I'm just upset with my electric bill. It rose again.
Electric bill?
It's something adults get in their mail, and it tells you if you're either rising or lower, depending on how often you use some electronics you got. It's just a human thing. You don't need to worry.
Oh, okay. Sir Topham Hatt can handle it. He's our controller of our rally. A rally with some electrical power.
Once again, Henry was starting to get a little worrisome.
Oh my, I had to help him lower the electric bill. Gotta go.
His first stop was at the Stafford shunting yards, where he saw Stafford organizing the last bit of rolling stock for his auto train. Henry pulled alongside, ready to relieve Stafford from his shunting.
Here are your coaches and flatbeds for your auto train, Henry.
Thanks, Stafford. Consider your reward for taking the rest of the day off.
Beg pardon?
It's for Sir Topham Hatt's electric bill to lower. We're just doing what we can do to make his life easier.
Well, if you insist anything to make Sir Topham Hatt's life easier.
And with that, Stafford rested in the shed for a good while, and Henry left with his auto train. The rest lasted for a decent while, until it was interrupted by James.
Stafford, why isn't my train to Castle Lock ready?
Sorry, James. Henry told me to take the rest of the time off until Sir Topham Hatt's electric bill decrease.
Electric bill?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I think it's a human thing.
I'll have your train arranged for you, James.
Well, thank you, Philip.
Henry's next stop was along Kildane, the terminus station for the auto train. There he saw Conna getting ready to take her passengers along the Peel Gauntlet.
Okay, Kana, just letting you know that the Peel Gauntlet will have its wires powered off until Sir Topham Hatt's electric bill lowers.
Well, all right then. Anything to make Sir Topham Hatt's life easier.
So Conna lowered her pantograph and started to depart from her station. Due to the Peel Gauntlet line being an upward climb, it was a little more difficult without the electric power giving her some extra oomph.
Whew. I haven't had this much strain since 2022 with the coal crisis.
Just use your sanders, Kana. The sand will help grip the rails.
Conna continued to try to make up for lost time when she approached the quarry junction and heard a sound that made her circuits shiver. It was James's whistle, followed by the sounds of rapid puffing. James was coming down the opposite direction with a goods train, heading straight towards Conna.
Kana, the junction, quick!
Points!
The points were switched, and Connor tried to enter the quarry line as fast as she could, trying to avoid a collision. James rounded a bend and saw Connor desperately trying to reach the junction ahead. His driver slammed on the brakes and pulled the reverser on full reverse.
Connor, out of the way!
Connor got out of the way just in time. Everyone exhaled a sigh of relief. Then James broke the silence.
What happened back there, Connor? You should have been at Peel Godred by now.
Sorry, James. But Henry advised the Peel Godred line to have their electricity turned off for Sir Topham Hatt's electric bill.
First Stafford, now you? Goodness.
At Elsbridge, Percy and Bruno were getting ready to take the mail train when Henry pulled up alongside them at the carriage shed.
Oh, hello, Henry. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Percy. And before you two run off the post, I think you should find an alternative of light. Your electric lamps could affect your Topham Hatt's electric bill.
But how could I see without my lamp?
I do have some oil lamps stored in a box. We could use those.
Very well then. Anything on our controller.
So Percy and Bruno were fitted with oil lamps and made their way to the post office outside the North Knapford Harbor. Later that evening, James was doing his last job of the day too. He was picking up some workmen from Brendam Station and was ready to leave for the night. But then there was trouble. He was approaching Knapford Junction, or what seemed to be Knapford Junction. He thought he saw the signal gantry, but there were no lights in sight. It was so dark, he didn't know what platform or what track he was on. Then he heard a whistle.
James, look out!
Percy!
Percy and James collided into each other and derailed. The impact from the crash knocked Percy's oil lamp off his footplate, shattered, and ignited a fire. In panic, Bruno blew his air whistle and dumped out all of his air, indicating that there is an emergency. Luckily, the signalman came out with a fire extinguisher. He rushed towards the flames and extinguished the fire.
Are you two alright?
We're fine now, James.
Phew, what a relief. But why did you guys use oil lamps instead of electric lamps? Wait, let me guess. Henry told you about Sir Topham Hatt's electric bill, didn't he?
Indeed. I guess Henry told you so, too. You smell something?
I do. It's a burning smell. But the fire's out.
I smell it too. Smells waxy. Above us!
The rail vehicles looked up to find that the light substitute for the signals were candles. The wind must have blown them out.
Candles? Of all things?
At Tidmouth Harbor, Henry's fish train, known as the Flying Kipper, was being assembled. As usual, Henry arrived at 5 a.m, hitched up to the train, last door closed, guard showed his green lamp, blew his whistle, and the Flying Kipper departed off to Manchester. But by the time they got to Knapford Station, Henry was flagged down.
Heavens above! What happened here?
Off to the side beside Henry, the mess from last night was being cleared up. And on the platform, witnessing the cleanup, was Sir Topham Hatt.
What is happening on my railway? Stafford is not working. The wires on Peel Godred are shut off. Percy and Bruno are using oil lamps rather than the up-to-date electric ones. And the signals have candles lit up rather than the lights themselves? I demand to know what's going on.
Sir, I believe I have something to do with this kerfuffle.
Henry explained what he was doing to Sir Topham Hatt's railway. In his pursuit to help Sir Topham Hatt's electric bill degrade, he only caused confusion and delay.
Oh, Henry Stanier, the green engine. Perhaps I should have specified that topic more. When I said electronics, I mean I only meant at my house, including toasters, television, lights, and radios. This doesn't appeal to what I have on my railway.
Ah, I see now. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, James, and I'm sorry, everyone. I thought I was trying to help.
Well, I appreciate your concern, but I told you not to worry about it. With my job, as well as any job as a whole, I can use some of my money to pay off the bills. Now then, I've got a busy day ahead of me, starting with telling you not to worry about me unless it's something serious, and continue being a really useful engine.
Will do, sir.
Godspeed, Henry.
And with that lesson learned, Henry continued his journey to Manchester.